It's me again. Okay, we're going to do potatoes. And to do potatoes, I like them with the skin on, but it is pure preference how you want it done. I've already peeled and cut up potatoes, but you want to wash them really well. Now, the way I do it, I run me a sink full of hot water, and I use a washcloth, clean washcloth, and I scrub them really well. I put them in the middle and scrub them, and then I rinse them really well. You want to get all of the dirt, anything that's on it, you want to get it off. And then I cut them up in chunks, about like that. You want them pretty much uniform chunks, but don't stress over it. Just pretty much, same size chunk. And then you want to put them in a bowl and fill them up with water and let them soak for a minimum of 30 minutes. An hour is even better, and I'll show you why. I can both of these at the same time. Now, while these have skins on them, the skin has absolutely nothing to do with it. See how nice and pretty and clear that is? See how cloudy that is? I didn't soak these. Took a shortcut. There's nothing wrong with them. They just don't look as pretty. So when you get ready to use them, you pour them in a colander, rinse them, use them however you would use cooked potatoes. But the way this is done, my potatoes here, I have put a teaspoon of canning or pickling salt. You can use regular salt if you want. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to change the color of whatever's in that jar. I canned some garlic one time, pickled some garlic, and I used regular salt. I ended up with green garlic. Use the right salt. Just do it. Just do it. But you want to put your funnel, and my hands are clean, and you want to pack your potatoes down in your jar. Okay? I put a teaspoon of salt. That is preference. You don't have to put salt for it to can. Well, we're not pickling it, we're canning it. So you don't have to put salt for them to can. But it just, it just makes them taste better. Okay, once you get them all nice and packed down in here like this, you want to fill them with water up to, and I'll show you, up to this rim here. This little rim here. This is going to give you 1-inch head space. And when you look at the ball canner, it'll tell you how much head space you need to leave for which vegetables. This little gadget I told you about, you want to slide this down. Don't use a metal knife. Yes, you can do it with a metal knife. But one of these days, a piece of vegetable is going to catch the edge of your knife and you're going to break this jar. Just use the right tool. Make your life easier. But you see how they pack down? What I'm doing here is I'm letting all those trapped air bubbles. Also, I put another piece of potato in there. But you want to make sure you do this because not only, like in this one here, my water level is going to drop just a little bit. So we want to add just a little bit more water. Okay. This is my paper towel that is soaked in vinegar. You want to clean the top of your lid. Because remember what I told you about that rubber sitting down good on the lid? You want to make sure, and vinegar, doesn't matter what you put on the edge of that lid, the vinegar will cut it. I'll show you what this little tool is for. I don't use it, but if you want to use it, go for it. This picks up your lid out of the water. Me, I just reach in there and get it because my hands are used to the heat. Then you want to take your lid, and this is another thing that's very important. You want to screw your lid down on here. Okay? It's not tight. You want to screw it, grab it, Use your fingers. In every recipe, they'll tell you finger tight. That's as tight as you want it. Don't crank that lid down on there. You'll never get it off. But just finger tight, not your hand, just fingers until you can tighten it. Okay? I have my canner over here. It's been getting happy the whole time. It's got 2 inches of water because that's what my canner asks for, and about a teaspoon of cream of tartar to keep my jars looking pretty. Now, you don't have to use it to put these big ones in here. You can just set them down in there. And you don't want your jars to touch. You don't want your jars to touch. And I think I'm going to need a little bit more water in there. I think it my water's really hot out of the faucet. But technically you should have some water boiling. Yeah, I need a little bit more water. But put your jars in here gently. Put them in there. Don't slam them down in there because you're going to end up with a broken jar. Talk about disheartening. That, my friend, is disheartening. Okay. And in mine, I can get 6 quart jars in my canner. And I want to make sure they're not touching. Okay. All canners are different. Here she comes again. But you want to be able to see this gauge when it's on here. Show you. Can you see this right here? There's arrows right here that tell you how to put it on the canner. You want to sit it down on there until it sits down. If I got it backwards, I've got it backwards. Okay. Match your arrows up. See how it's set down on there tight? Turn it. And it's done. Now, you're going to let this canner sit here until there is steam coming out of this steam valve shooting straight up. You want to start your timer when it's a full steam coming up. It'll spit and sputter for a little while. Don't start your canning. When this is a steady stream of steam coming up, start your timer for 10 minutes. At 10 minutes, you're going to put your little weight on it. And every canner's different. If you've got a different one, I more than probably can answer your questions for you. At the end of 10 minutes, you're going to put your weight on it. You're going to wait until this gauge comes up to 10 pounds. And then you want to start adjusting your temperature. You want to keep it at 10 pounds. Which means I'm going to have a chair right here playing on Candy Crush, Facebook, Pop the Bubble, whatever, until this comes up to 10. And then you want to watch it. I've done it so many times, I know exactly where to turn my gauge down, when to turn it down, so that it'll hang in there at 10 pounds. But when it... Also, very important, see this scar? Don't reach around your canner, because it gets hot, and it will pop a burn on you. But I'll bring you back later. Look, you go play in the freeway or something.
I'm trying to get back over there.
Yeah. Well, you'll just have to wait 2 minutes.
Why do you think I'm waiting?
All right. So I will bring you back.
Brief commercial break.
Brief commercial break. I need some sponsors. How can I get a
That's
sponsor?
what I said. Keep Dawn in there, man. They'll sponsor you.
They'll
Especially
sponsor
with how you were like, Dawn is like what a huge. I'm serious. Like, companies love when you talk about their product. Love it.
All right. My marketing director over here, she's not dressed for camera, but that's my marketing director. See? I'll come back. I'll make another one.